Experts believe that trade between Africa and the Caribbean could generate more than $1 billion with the right support. According to estimates by the International Trade Center, a body of the World Trade Organization, the potential for trade between Africa and the Caribbean is estimated at $1.8 billion a year by 2028. Thank you for joining us on Africa 24 English for another edition of Decryptage. With Robert Mitchell, chairman of the Bahamas Gold and Diamond Exchange, we'll look at initiatives to develop trade mechanisms between Africa and the Caribbean. Mr. Mitchell, welcome to Africa 24 English. What can you explain? What is Bahamas Gold and Diamond Exchange? What does it mean to you?
The name is representative of the Lakayan word Bahamas, which is Bahamas. The trading part, I've been involved in trading, which is the oldest profession in the world. My ancestors are from Africa. They were traders all throughout Africa. So that is the derivative, the origin, the meaning of that particular company.
How do you define the trading and corporate service for you? How do you define what you do on a daily basis?
Corporate services, we incorporate companies, we open bank accounts for clients, we provide financial advice, that type of information that you need to make informed decisions on the areas that you would wish to become involved in.
Today, the world is a world of access to raw material, especially for Africa. What is your knowledge of raw material business, and how do you see Africa work to change the future with the raw material industry?
Africa has a very significant part of the mineral wealth. The present problem is that the mineral wealth is being extracted from Africa without the African nationals enjoying the full benefit and added value of the material. I would give you, for example, in lithium. The lithium is extracted, lithium, magnesium, bauxite, these are all extracted and taken elsewhere to be processed, and a finished product is then sold to the African market. And I think this is wrong. The Africans deserve the opportunity to establish manufacturing facilities in joint ventures with other automobile companies and other related companies to provide good jobs, a good living for the African citizens, and not just be extractors, but be creators and consumers of these goods.
How do we add a value chain for these businesses? How can we say the experience of Caribbean can serve Africa?
What the Caribbean market or the Caribbean area can do, and in particular with the Bahamas is located next to the largest market in the world. What has to happen is, in collaboration with African producers, they identify products that they wish to develop. Of course, they must develop them to international standards. They can have a sales representative office in the Bahamas. They can sell their products from the Bahamas into the United States. They get paid in US currency, and this would be a benefit to them.
The creation of silicon chips processing for the electric vehicle market, which is the turning point today for the business of vehicles in the world. How do you see it?
For me, this is a very important industry. It should be noted that all of the major manufacturers of silicone chips, they're in Taiwan, they're in Japan, they're in South Korea, and these are all areas that are subject to dispute. They have wars, all sorts of problems in these areas. So Africa is fighting no one. Africa has all of the raw materials there. There's no reason under the sun of Africa why a silicone chip manufacturing facility cannot be in Africa, because with the factory, you have a joint venture with some of the large automobile companies, and you can produce the chips. The chips can be manufactured to be put in various toys, cameras, cell phones, and it creates jobs for Africans.
The connection between the Caribbean and Africa is also that of culture and youth of this generation? What is your personal connection with Africa in terms of spirit and culture, and how you deal with experience? How can young people from the Caribbean connect with Africans and bring something different for their generation?
It's the music. I met one of the government officials from Nigeria, and I said to him that I was removed, my ancestors were removed from Nigeria 400 years ago. I came to this area and he said, well, the mere fact that you survived the voyage meant that you were steady and you were strong. What we can give from the Caribbean to Africa, they have the similarity in music, they have similarities in dance, the similarities in food. If you remove the political nuances and all the major industries, allow these young people to react and give them the money, give them the encouragement to interact with each other, this world will be a better place.
Mr. Mitchell, thank you very much for answering Africa 24's English questions. Ladies and gents, stay tuned to our programs.